you guys so much for tuning in to today's video. Today is today is May 4th, 2024, and I want to be going over the weekly market outlook for you guys here today. So let's take a look at the economic news here for the upcoming week. So we have ISM Services PMI being released at 9 a.m. Central Time on Monday, and Wednesday we have FOMC meeting where they're going to release the federal funds rates, and let's see. And on Thursday we do have unemployment claims here as well. So we pretty eventful week. I would say I think the majority of the news is probably going to be from the release of the federal funds rates. So they could decide if they want to cut interest rates or hike it. And I mean, with where we're at right now, how we have high prices due to due to tariffs, but President Donald Trump wants to lower the federal, lower the federal funds rates in order to, stimulate the economy, as he says. So, but we'll see. But just know that we do have some red folder news here coming into today. And for technicals wise, we do have a weekly closure here. So this is the weekly candle that we created yesterday here on, or I guess last week. And this weekly candle suggests that we're most likely going to take out the weekly high. And this is the weekly high right here. So I'll denote that by a green line. And I want to see prices take out this weekly high here coming into this upcoming week. So I want to see prices do something like, this open. So this is where we open this week. I want to see maybe open, manipulation lower, and continue higher to take out the weekly high, which is what my objective is coming into this week. And it's solely based off of how we close here on the weekly candle, right? It's a bullish weekly candle. The easiest assumption is for us to take out the weekly high. And one thing I do want to mention is that the weekly high is actually the same high as previous day high. And what does that mean? This means that we should complete the weekly objective within the next day. So this idea is called scope. It just kind of helps you understand when prices should complete an objective and in what, how much time it should take. And because, like I said, the daily high is the same high as the weekly high, it's just easy to assume, or it's correct to assume that we complete the weekly objective within the next day. Let's see here. So this daily candle right here is the daily candle from Friday. So based off of this daily candle here, you could tell that we traded into a inefficiency here. We traded into a daily fair value gap. We respected the daily fair value gap, and then we expanded. So this line that I denoted as daily market structure shift shouldn't be traded past if we are going to trade in accordance with the weekly order flow. So NQ, I want to see higher prices. I want to see prices take out the weekly high, and maybe possibly take out this weekly market structure shift too. So let's show you guys what I mean by that. So this is the weekly time frame, and let's take a look at this weekly this weekly swing high here. So you guys can see that we traded into a weekly fair value gap. We respected this weekly fair value gap, and we continued lower. We actually expanded a lot lower. And this weekly high, if we take out this weekly high, this would mean that we had a market structure shift, and that we should end up we should continue continue higher, right? That means the sentiment is bullish, and yeah. And yeah, one thing I do want to mention is that if you guys take a look here on the daily time frame, you guys are going to see that ES hasn't taken out the monthly high yet, and that there is a SMT divergence between NQ and ES. So that's just something that you do want to pay attention to here. So we do have SMTs at the monthly high, but if ES can play catch up, then we might get that expansion, that continuation higher, right? But if we do end up seeing a reversal, so if we do end up taking out this market or this daily market structure shift here, then it's reasonable because there is that presence of SMT. All right, so that's pretty much all I do have for NQ. ES, I have the same approach here. Bullish weekly power of 3, right? The next weekly candle should take out the weekly high, and the daily candle as well. The daily high is the same high as the weekly high, meaning that we should complete the weekly objective within the next day. So we should complete the weekly objective here on Monday. And let's see. After we take out the weekly objective on ES, it's pretty much like, can we catch up with NQ? We should take out the monthly high if we're going to remain bullish, and we shouldn't take out this daily swing low at all. If we do end up taking out this daily swing low, then that could mean that there is a daily market structure shift. Let's see, so daily market structure shift, I'm going to denote that there, daily MSS, and yeah, so that's basically my bias coming into this upcoming week. Dixie, I don't really have a objective here on Dixie. I do want to mention that on the weekly time frame, at least on the 2-week time frame, I want to see prices, trade up into this weekly fair value gap here, or this, I guess, bi-weekly fair value gap, and expand lower to take out the previous month low. So this is the monthly candle here for April, and it's pretty bullish, right? It's the easiest assumption for us to make is that we're most likely going to take out the monthly low. So how can we do that? Well, we have to trade up into the 2-week time frame, and then we should expand lower towards the monthly low. And yeah, that basically wraps it up for my weekly market analysis, right? I want to see lower prices here on the dollar and higher prices here on NQ and ES. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, be safe.